everybody, and welcome back to the Hilltop Pillbox here in Abbotsford, British Columbia, Canada. And today we're going to tell you a little bit about a game convention that I had the joy of going to, Twisted Lords Con, down south, as they say. And it was great to head down there. Doug Friend of Historical Board Gaming got me a ticket on the way down. And I got to sit in the nice part of the plane, which is, I got spoiled. But the tournament itself is in Oklahoma City, so I was very grateful to Doug for flying me all the way down there from up here in Canada. And I'd been through Oklahoma City once years ago, but never for a game convention. So we're going to have some video and some pictures. Here we go. All right, here I am. This is just Twisted Lords, just giving you a little look around the hall. And lots of things. This is just starting out. You can see a lot of empty tables, but a lot of great stuff. And here is we've got 2025 just as a display. We're going to be playing 2 rounds of that this weekend, and I'm also hosting a game of 36, and we'll be running that tomorrow and Sunday. Looking good. And here is the man, the myth. This is for the channel, so say something profound.
How is everybody doing? Kurt and I are we having fun?
I'm having a hoot. Absolutely.
You at least got to look around somewhere I haven't got to.
Oh, well, go take a walk. Yeah, Doug did have to sit there for most of the tournament, unfortunately. He got up to see some stuff, such as these great models, some great scale stuff. That's not a great picture, but that's a tank that's burning. And there, if it were a video, you could see the light flickering. This was a great fortified German position on the Eastern Front, and the Russians were coming. I really like this one here. This is Old West, of course. They had a gallows right next to a cemetery, right next to a church. I thought it was a nice combo. The next couple pictures here are of essentially the Black Hawk Down scenario. These gentlemen they made most of their own little huts and everything, and wrote up some rules. But you know what? You do get hungry when you're gaming, so I decided to do a couple of pictures of my food. This was the delicious cornbread and shrimp there. Cornbread something and shrimp. And of course the broccoli. You got to have some broccoli there. All right, so here we are. We're at Twisted Lords Convention here in Oklahoma City 2022. And Doug Friend brought me down to help out with some Global War 36 stuff. Very kind of him. And I'm going to have a great time. This here is actually the 99% done, to quote Doug, V4 map for Global War 36. And there are some good changes. And there's still a little bit of work to be done, but some really good changes. And the first thing that you notice when you look at this is that Europe now is about the same size as Africa. So tons and tons of room. A lot more space for the big European armies that are inevitable to be formed. And some other great things are the islands are being mapped out with little circles and whatnot. Very cool. The jungle terrain is very easy to spot now. It's very, very easy to spot. Nice and crisp and clear. And we got some here in the middle of Africa, of course. Haven't changed too much as far as the political boundaries of each of the territories, except that Turkey is now 5 territories, and the capital is right in the middle. So we love that. We love that, and it's hard to get to. So we're pretty pleased with that. Greece is also much easier to see the lines between the territories. Yugoslavia is a couple of territories now. Looking pretty good there. And then over here in China, still a little bit of work to be done here in China, but you can see everything is all laid out here. We've added a warlord, Suyan, and there used to be 3 of these territories. Now there's just 2. And a little bit of work going to happen with the artwork down here. But you can see how clear the jungle is. Jungle's nice to look at here. Also, you can see the victory markers are placed throughout the map. And you can see that both Japan and CCP, this is a victory. You can just very easily see that. where you need to go. And then there's some others here that have the flags that they're not victory conditions per se, but could be objectives that will help you out during the game. So some fantastic stuff going on here. The Tundra up here, inspired by General Hand Grenade, of course. And I mean, hey, you got to get a Canadian if you want to talk about Tundra, am I right? Anyway, so there you go. That's what that looks like over there. Convoy lines are nice and clear. There is a neat little narrow passage here, 1-to-1. I don't know how much action that'll get, but it can have the Italians that once they're bulked up here, they can threaten Aden, which of course is an FEC victory condition. So keep that in mind. That's kind of a neat twist. And then we've got a few there's other narrow passages. Some were in the V3 version and some were not. So, oops, sorry for the shadow, folks. All right. Well, there you go. Just a quick sneak peek and a few more changes here and there, but the V4 should be ready to go in the near future. Really looking forward to it. Oh, and another thing about the map here is the material it's being printed on is different than what has been in the past, but we took this out of a tube. It's been sitting in a tube its whole life. We laid it out on the table and boom, lays flat. And it's running away on me now. The table's not long enough to hold it, that's why it's moving. But there you go, right? So you can roll it up, and then when you lay it out, it is ready to play. You don't need to weight down the sides. Very cool. All right, here we are at Twisted Lords Con, and all the boys are playing here. We got some brand new guys playing, and we got some guys who have played a few games and they know what they're doing. So we got a nice mix. Everybody's helping each other out, and nothing huge going on. One of the new players is playing KMT, and he's really wanting to go after the communists. So everything's going in there. So that's going to be fun. Japan built an air transport and just having some fun. Just going to see what that's Mark the Shark playing that. So he's over there doing his bookkeeping. All right, and just having a great time. And yeah, the German U-boats are in the Atlantic. That's what we like to see. Here we go. We're going to have a huge fight down here eventually. Tell you, they're getting lots of love from the Russians down here and the French. I think the French.
Yeah, the French sent them out and
Dude, amazing. Amazing. It's going to be good slug. We're having a good time here. Good time. We're just 3 turns in, and actually we're almost done turn 3. So here we go. Spanish Civil War is over. The fascists have won. But the fascists are having trouble in Abyssinia. They got really diced hard last round, ended up losing a fighter, so might try again this turn with some colonial troops. Those dice, I tell you, the Germans saving most of their money this game until here we are building medium armor by the bushel. It's going to be fun to see how that turns out. The British, just a bunch of mouths to feed. I don't know what's going on over there. And over in China, we'll head on over to China. And over in China, the Japanese have decided to stir the pot a little bit. We'll have some fun stuff over there. Get the Chinese going. And the tech board is actually lit up pretty well. That's some pretty good successes for people over there. Looking good. Here we are, we're July 38. That's why you saw the medium armor. In Germany, tooling up for probably an attack. Here goes more help for the Abyssinians from the kind commies.
Amazon delivers.
There you go. All right, so we have from the brains of these guys here. Anyway, say your name for the camera if you want.
Tanner, and then Dylan.
Dylan. All right, and you're behind this. Did you have anything to do with this? Evan?
We kind of contributed.
Okay. All right, so we've got the French. I don't know. You got a name? You got to have a name for this.
We'll call it the
French Fortress France.
The Deep Maginot.
Deep Maginot.
Say that for the camera.
The Deep Maginot.
Deep Maginot. All right, here we go. So what they've done is they've gone out of the Maginot line. They built forts down here in Aquitaine. That is Aquitaine,
Yep.
right? In Aquitaine.
In the northern and southern province.
Yes. So no encirclement of Paris. They built a fort in Paris. and built a bunch of guys in
I
there.
haven't built a single dude.
Oh, you haven't just moved them in.
You just move everybody from every
Okay.
point on the globe.
Okay.
Throw them in there.
Okay, so they brought the boys home and load up Paris. So the Germans, who don't have a laughable force, but they would have trouble because they're going across the river, of course, which is what they'll be doing this turn. And France got 2 D12s because of the attack on Belgium.
Yep. So
And they are now at full wartime income.
declared war on Germany, so Britain is now in the war. So this turn we can move all of those guys forward, and the British can land and rearm the forts behind behind Paris.
There you go. So the British are going to be loading up.
12 dudes is what we can bring.
So
in.
12 dudes. You could even.
However many transports. I think every single transport on the board that the Commonwealth owns in that zone.
There you go. There you go. Very interesting. Interesting. So we'll let you know how the German attack goes. Well, when we see it, there's nothing quite this tragic going on anywhere on the board. So we'll focus on this and we'll let you know how it goes. But we did have a great time. Sorry I didn't get any more video of the game. As you can see, the Eastern Front got pretty dark over there. Never took Moscow. The Japanese never really got into China. Mark the Shark was having all sorts of fun. There you can see the Atlantic Wall put up by the Germans, and they landed some German troops in Ottawa just for kicks on the last turn. But there's the gang right there. Diego is in the orange shirt. He actually won as the Axis, along with Mark the Shark. And you see Mark the Shark here at the table on the left, Doug, and then Captain G is on the right. But I had a great time in Oklahoma, but now it's time to move on to Tulsa. Yes, I got to go spend a couple of days at Doug's place, and of course, a visit to Tulsa is not complete without a visit to the HBG offices. And this is Doug's office, and it's, a kid in a candy store kind of thing. It was fantastic to be there and see the great collection that he has. But you know what? Doug's just a great guy. Had a great time. The whole convention was fantastic, and I recommend it to anybody. Looking forward to what's in store for next year. Looking forward to returning already and having a great time again at Twisted Lords. So thanks so much for watching, folks. Have yourself a great day, and we'll talk to you soon.